Today we're going to talk about stand-ups. Stand-ups are an important part of any reporter's toolbox. Here's a few stand-ups that got me a job in Baltimore. Sheriff's office says they're ready. Here's the play. They're going to have more deputies in the stands, keeping everybody safe. They're going to have more deputies on the sidelines, keeping people off the field, and more deputies in the parking lot directing traffic. Or at least some of the buses will be filled with kids. They've got about 25 buses done, which is what they need to run the route this afternoon. Now let me show you exactly what they're dealing with. Here are 9,000 pieces of paper that represent each vote. This is what decided the elections. As you download the program, you hook it up, and you go through the internet. You can look through somebody else's computer, look at the files that they're sharing, and then you can take one. The only problem is you don't know what's inside. One of the problems everybody complains about is to walk from Main Street over to Bay. It's a virtual maze filled with twists and turns, incredibly frustrating dead ends, and if you're lucky enough to find them, shortcuts. But just when you think you've got it all figured out, it's all going to change. Those were all shot with the help of a photographer, but since then, times have changed. One-man bands are the norm. Reporting teams are becoming fewer and fewer, and you're still expected to go out and shoot a creative stand-up. Now, before I get into how to shoot a creative stand-up, I want to talk a little bit about why to shoot a creative stand-up. First of all, it connects us with the audience. Second of all, it shows the audience that we're out there reporting. And third, it gives us a little face time. Now, there are three types of stand-ups. The first type of stand-up is a bridge stand-up. It's the most important stand-up. It takes an idea or a fact and bridges the beginning of your package to the end of your package. It should be a transition. The second type of stand-up is a stand-up tag. It ends your package. It'll end with a sig out. The third is a look live or as live, and that's basically a live shot recorded and edited into your package. So it's the same thing as a stand-up tag, you're just recording an intro as well. Now for my class, I only want you to do bridge stand-ups. Stand-up tags are lazy and an easy way out. For your packages, I want them to end with the most compelling video you have. Your stand-up should be between 8 to 12 seconds, unless there's a lot of movement or very compelling. And then you can go as long as you want, kind of like the construction stand-up you saw earlier. Now here's a few examples from students in the past.
If you feel you're in danger, you simply take out your smartphone, hit call emergency, and police will see video directly from your phone, as well as your GPS location.
It's all about keeping the business plan simple. Do right by your customers, and there'll never be any empty spots in your lot.
Beagle's most innovative feature is its payment system. Users can simply scan their credit card into their iPhone and use it to pay for requested tasks. Once a user completes a task, they can option to cash out, turning favors into money.
There are three main types of distraction. Manual, taking your hands off the wheel. Visual, taking your eyes off the road. And cognitive, taking your mind off of driving.
Dining Services says each of the 22 TVs they purchased, such as this one, cost them $1,200.
Once you add in the hardware, the software, and the training needed to operate those digital menus, and that $1,200 per TV actually increases to $4,500.
As we just saw, stand-ups are great vehicles to convey interesting facts and figures, stuff that you don't have video for. They're also great ways to do demonstrations. Now, I've got two montages from two different reporters who are out there working in the field doing creative stand-ups. They're all one-man bands. All of these were shot by the reporter. I want you to watch them and tweet to the class hashtag what your favorite was. Now, here's how to do a stand-up. The first step is write down what you're going to say. You won't always need to do this, but in the beginning, I always wrote my stand-ups down. The next step is to choose a microphone. 99% of the time, I want you to use a lavalier microphone. With a lavalier mic, your hands are free to be interactive. The only time I want you to use a stick mic is when it's windy outside. A stick mic handles wind much better than a lavalier. Once your mic is plugged in and you're wired, check your audio levels. Plug in your headphones and give yourself a listen. After your audio is set up, find something near where you're standing to focus on. If you have a light stand, you can use that. You're all set. Flip your LCD around, double check your audio, and press record. During your stand-up, I want you to relax. I want you to speak from your diaphragm. I want you to look at the camera kind of the way you would look at a pet. And I want you to smile with your eyes. That means smile with your whole face, not just your mouth. Now, when you do your stand-ups, I want them to be interactive, whether that's walking into the frame or as easy as walking out of the frame or even walking through a frame. You can stop, talk to the camera, and then keep going. And if you're talking about something in your surroundings, I don't want you just to talk about it. I want you to pick it up. I want you to touch it. I want you to hold it out for the camera. I want you to use a cut shot, which is just video overlaid on top of your stand-up. And I want you to use it. When you're doing your stand-up, you can use your hands a little bit. Keep it natural, but don't overdo it. You don't want to do this. This is annoying. This is natural. One thing I do not want to see is the hand diamond. Do not do the hand diamond. It's just not natural. Now, here's what some of the experts had to say.
Well, first, I think you need to figure out what is it that you're trying to bridge within a story. And once you figure that out, it's usually kind of easy to figure out and again, I think the more experience you have, the easier it becomes.
A lot of times you see people providing stand-ups and it comes across as very self-involved and narcissistic because you can clearly tell they only want to stick their face in front of the camera. I believe that a stand-up is used for either a bridge or to provide something to a story that you don't have video for.
I recently did a story about thefts in cars and how women a lot of times put blankets over their purse, and that actually signals to a car thief, like, oh, there's something really good under there. So, of course, like, I put my purse, with a blanket on top and then was able to say that, and take the blanket off and say, it's actually a target for thieves to go in. You don't want to put one of these over the top of your purse. You want to instead put the purse in the back of your trunk. And you're moving through and you're kind of being demonstrative and showing those types of things.
3, 2. Give yourself a countdown at the beginning of your stand-up and a little bit of pat at the end by just staring blankly into the camera. This will give you a little room in editing. Now here's some raw video. I want you to watch the whole thing. It's from a reporter out in the field, actually on a story. She posted it to YouTube. The link is right here. Watch it, then tweet your thoughts to the class hashtag. I know that was intense, but a good creative stand-up is intense. And a good creative stand-up is what's gonna get you your first job. So now, grab a partner, go out and shoot a stand-up for each of you. I want it to be 8 to 12 seconds. I want it to be creative. I want cut shots. I want movement. I want something you can be proud of. When you're done, edit it, throw it up on YouTube or Vimeo, and tweet it to the class hashtag, and we'll take a look at it when I get back. Thanks a lot.